Hello, my people. Happy Tuesday. Lady Rosie, how y'all doing? To all my new subscribers, you're welcome. And my returning subscribers, you all know I love you. On this channel, we support Meghan Markle. We do expose the racist treatment of Meghan Markle by the English media. Also by the royal family, the UK royal family. Yes, so guys, did y'all read in tabloids these 2 days around here? Everybody's talking about this high society wedding. This guy's wedding here. He's Archie's godfather's wedding. So apparently the tabloids were saying the guy did not invite Prince Harry. And I don't really see why that is very important, because guess what? Prince Harry doesn't have security in that country of England. But yeah, only the mean liars came up with this lie saying Prince Harry was not invited. But meanwhile, one of their other news is contradicting that. So let me put this one here for y'all guys to listen to. These people. So this is what's coming from The Sun, from TikTok. They have TikTok.
William is an usher, and if Harry had been invited, he would have had to have shown his brother to his seat.
I mean, I'm sure William would like to show Harry where to go right now, but in the case of that, yeah, I mean, he would potentially, as an usher, his job is to show guests where they're sitting. And I just think any encounter would have been deeply awkward. I mean, they came together, of course, for the unveiling of the statue of Princess Diana. We know they can do it, and again at the late Duke of Edinburgh's funeral, but I think unless they absolutely have to, and of course, you know, all of the headlines would be about the brothers and this rift, when this is actually a really important society wedding, and I think it would detract from certainly the bride and groom of the day, and no one would want that.
William is an usher.
Yeah. Well, with the wording from this guy here, with my understanding, according to him, Prince Harry was not invited. But we know the truth. There were reports around here saying Prince Harry was invited, but he apologized to his friend because of all this situation, because of security issues and all those. And his brother was going to be there. And he did not want to turn attention on them. And some of those people blaming Meghan for not coming to this wedding. I mean, did you all guys look at that wedding? Did you all see all the pictures? Did you all see anyone looking like a Meghan Markle or any black person in that wedding? And you want to tell me there are not black rich people in that United Kingdom? So you want to tell me those people have no black people in England that they would associate themselves with, to be around? Do you guys remember a long time ago? There was an article on one of these magazines out here saying those high society guys, rich guys, were questioning Harry's Harry dating Meghan Markle, because apparently there was a joke that was made by those high society boys about women and transgender and stuff like that, and Meghan Markle challenged them. That's according to the article that was on their papers a long time ago, or maybe on one of them pages. I'll be reading around. So you guys are now blaming Meghan for not attending that kind of wedding. I saw two royals. I saw this one here, the future king, and Andrew's daughter. What's her name? Beatrice? Yes. I saw these two attending the wedding. And even though the King Charles is the guy's godfather, he was not invited, I guess. Or maybe he was invited, but he didn't go because he's nobody's role model. That guy is a cheater. He cheated on Princess Diana. What is he going to teach his godfather? So I'm glad that he did not present himself to that wedding, or neither Camilla. Neither Camilla was at the wedding, because guess what? These people are not role models. They are cheaters of billion years. They've been cheating on their spouses for lots of years. And what people started suspecting around here, saying what's his name? David Packerball was married to Camilla just to cover for their dirty relationship behind Diana, who was chosen by the queen to marry the Prince of Wales because she was a virgin. And they like all those kind of stuff, these people. So I'm glad they didn't show up to that wedding, because those people are on my black list of the couples. So y'all guys sitting there blaming Meghan for not showing up, blaming Harry for not showing up. How would William, Harry, and Meghan be in the room where there's William? And obviously, William did put himself as the usher in the wedding because he wanted to show everybody where to sit. And that's the future king of England. Money can do anything. And that guy can lower himself to a certain level just to fight his brother. Just look. Future king of England, usher wedding, showing people chairs where to sit and opening the Mercedes. He got shipped to the wedding like everybody else. Did y'all see he came in that black Mercedes van? You know, you can't be playing with little boy, 30-year-old with $9 billion in his pocket. He gonna make you work, Willie boy. Yeah. So they got you working there. I don't really see lots of honor in that. If I was going to be the next queen of England, I ain't going to be nobody's lady in waiting. Nowhere. Not me. I be coming to that wedding there with my own everything. I'll be having my own convoy of myself, because nobody ain't going to tell me anything to do, and I'm not going to bow to nobody because I want to fight my brother. I wouldn't do that. But Willie boy, brother, it says everybody in his family has big C, but bro, looks like he got something. Did y'all guys see the dude? That dude, something going on. Looks like Ross Hanbury, you ain't doing a good job. You need to learn from Meghan Markle. Look at Harry. You need to learn from that. Don't be playing that Kate's game. You got to up your game, girl. You going to become the next queen. You ain't playing with nobody, Hanbury. Rose. Hi, how you doing? Say hi to Willie boy. Well, people say that, who is the Duke of Westminster? So I went and Googled. You know, I be Googling the hell out of everybody. So that dude is a billionaire who inherited that title. That title is not related to the kingdom. But the guy is somehow also related to Queen Victoria. And Queen Victoria, you know, is a great-grandmother to all these people around here. So the guy's mother, Natalia, is from Russian descent. And she is related to Romanovs. Remember the Nikolai II? That dude was the last king of Russia. And he was Queen Victoria's grandson. And if you look at his face, and remember, the Prince Edward and all those people, if you look at themselves with the Romanovs, they looked exactly the same. Because guess what? They had the same ancestry. Queen Victoria was their grandmother. And that Queen Victoria's daughter got married in Germany. That's where she had a daughter who is this Nikolai II's mother. That mother was, the father was Danish. Again, Danish, yes. And the father was German. So the German people were all over those kingdoms in Europe back in the day. I tell you, everywhere. So that's how they're related. And speaking of Russians, speaking of Russians, I have my friend here. I'm gonna give a quick send a quick message to him. So, Павел, здравствуйте. Я что-то потерял твой номер телефона. Позвони мне, если у тебя есть мой номер телефона. Я хочу знать, как тебе дела. Я думаю, что все хорошо с тобой. Позвони мне, мой номер телефона, может быть, у тебя там. Я не хочу сдавать своего номера телефона здесь, but there is a number on there, you can call me. Хорошо. All right, so guys, that me speaking Ruski язык. Yeah, I speak languages, y'all. So Natalia is the groom's mother, the Russian lady. And you know, those aristocrats, they don't be marrying you if you just somebody from somewhere. You gotta be related too. So that lady is related to Romanovs. And the wedding was as white as it could get. And I do not regret for Prince Harry not being there. But they even invited his wife, I'm sure Meghan wouldn't even go into that place because there was nobody even looking close like a Meghan or like any other black person in that societal wedding. So let's hear what the TikTokers are saying about these people. Well, people saying lots of stuff about that lady's wedding dress. I don't know. What do you all guys think about that red wedding dress? I thought it was just exact copy of Meghan Markle's wedding dress. You know, Meghan kind of took style to those people because they can't dress up themselves. I have nothing against the couple. They look like really good people. Apparently, they do lots of charity work that people do appreciate them for, and they are doing good. So they have their personal foundations. You know, foundations are the charities that mostly belong to the rich people, and they have trusts because they have lots of money that they do give to people. And apparently during the pandemic, that kid, the Duke of Westminster, kind of donated $12 million to the public fund of England. So he's doing good job, and that's why lots of people came to his wedding. I wish them all the best. But they just need some originality in those weddings sometimes, and copying everything from Meghan also. Well, it's always good sometimes to copy. We always copy from someone. This is the Sun people again.
He was obviously in a difficult position, and I think, you know, he was never going to invite one and not the other. I think his hope was that, you know, Harry would gracefully bow out of this one, which is exactly what happened. I mean, I suppose if you're the Duke of Westminster and your wedding's going to be all over the front pages, are you going to want the spare there, or are you going to want the heir and the future king? I mean, the optics, of course, are better for Prince William to be there. And I think, you know, it just highlights this divide, doesn't it? You've got these two royal camps operating. You've got the court of Montecito with Harry and Meghan, and, you know, the Hollywood society that they are engaging with and flirting with and entertaining with. But when it comes to sort of everything that's royal or aristocratic and British, I think it's going to be William that sort of comes top in the pecking order. He was obviously...
Yeah. So it was just a good fit for William to be there. And I'm glad Harry did not go. You go, Harry. Good job. And you gotta be careful, you know, Harry. When somebody's really close to William hanging around, you better be careful with all those. I would avoid all of them together. I'm not telling you to leave your friends. I'm not telling you not to call your friends and hang out with your friends. You know what? You can love some friends from far away. That dude, your brother, doesn't like you. He can do anything for you not to exist. You've seen everything that he's been doing. You've seen everything that he's done to your wife. Anything that he's doing to your wife, he's doing it directly to you and your children, his nephews, his nephew and his niece. He doesn't care about these children, doesn't care about you. Even your dad. You know, I be following you guys' stories nowadays, reading around and watching stuff around. This family has dark history. When they have some people, some princes of theirs that they do not get along with, what they do not like what the prince is doing, allegedly one of the prince of theirs, I don't know if it was a prince of something there, one of them cousins, the king, the queen's cousins. It was reported that the dude was a gay man. And guess what? That guy, because the monarchy did not really like him that much, he mysteriously lost his life in an airplane. And there are speculations that the monarchy did something to that dude. Yeah. So it happened. So we don't know. Everything is being alleged around here. So y'all need to look at the past and think about the present and look at where you're going in the future. So my suggestion, Harry loved these people from far away. What are they giving you? Nothing. Nothing at all. They're not giving you anything. You have your wife. You have your children. You made friends with Hollywood. I mean, what can be more royal than Hollywood? The English people move here because they want to be part of Hollywood. You got that through your wife for free. And on top of that, you are the king's son. You were born a prince of England. You do not need no connections with nobody. You need connection with the people who are helping you with the Victor's game and the people who are helping you with your foundation. Hang around those people. You got billionaires in America. I mean, the billionaires, okay? Yes, self-made billionaires. And they know how to talk money. Oh, in the past, I heard Mark Cuban saying something about y'all guys. Guess what? Let me go in my archive. I'll be saving some videos. Let's check that what Mark Cuban from the Shark Tank was saying about y'all guys. You can sell stuff around Prince Harry. Let me put this piece of voice here so you could listen to this one here and learn how to make your money. Create your money. Okay? Create your money. Hang around those billionaires. You got lots of them. Call Mark Cuban. Let me put this voice here so you can listen to Prince Harry. And y'all send this video to Montecito. Yeah, Harry, this is just a glimpse of what the American billionaires are saying about you. You and your wife are a brand. You don't need those people. Y'all don't need no old money. Make your own money. You're going to be more blessed. Okay? So listen.
If you were at the drawing board for their next moves, what would it look like? Like, first of all, speeches. You mean if the Obamas get $500,000 or $1 million a speech, they're going to get at least $150,000 to $250,000 a speech, and they get to go out there and network. So that's number one. Number two, you go to Netflix, then play them off against Amazon Prime, and play them off against Apple TV, and play them off against Hulu.
So many, right?
Yeah, and you bidding war, and you get a production deal for movies and TV shows, and then from there, you raise your kids. Right? Because doing it that way, you get to set your own schedule, and as normal as they can be, and wherever they want to live and however they want to live, they'll have that option without being, having to figure out what they're going to do with the royal family.
Harry and Meghan are incredibly marketable. I call them the new young Obamas. They're going to make an ungodly amount of money, and you know what? They literally could become billionaires over the next 20 years. If either of them came on Shark Tank, I wouldn't even wait for them to pitch. I'd be like, I'm in. Whatever you want. Yes. Because they are so marketable. It'll be so easy to develop products and projects for them, with them, and around them. It'd be yes. What? Yes. As long as they stay authentic, as long as they limit their projects and don't try to sell everything and anything, then I think they are the new Obamas. They will have such a valuable brand that they'll be able to pick and choose whatever they want to do and just make an ungodly amount of money doing it. they're going to be living the dream.
I'm fighting
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah, Prince Harry, if you never heard a piece of this little advice, and Princess Meghan, you just heard Mark Cooper talking about y'all guys. You guys can do better. You do not need those people. You do not need any old money. No. That money is making people miserable. Look at the people under the curse of old money. You know, most of that money they sold our ancestors. Don't mix up with those people. Leave them alone. Don't even put your feet there. Let the tabloids say what they have to say, because that's what they get paid to do. And it's not even shaming Harry, because if you want to say he was not invited to any wedding, I mean, that's a lot of mileages to fly to for a wedding. A 2-day event. Save your money for the charity. Help the poor. You got lots of poor kids you're helping around the world. Here in America. Around Africa. You have the Invictus game. Focus on that. Do not focus on that society. You do not belong to that society anymore. You can be part of them from far away. Of course, you are the son of the King of England. You don't want them to tell you that. They know the truth. They're just acting dumb. So let them be. Let's listen to TikTokers. Let's go to TikTok. This person's name is Alisa. Alisa.
Britain's most eligible bachelor, Hugh Grosvenor, Duke of Westminster, is officially engaged. He just recently proposed to his girlfriend of 2 years, Olivia Henson, at his very modest estate. And I find myself asking, where did he propose? By one of the several fountains, or in the garden, or maybe he proposed down by that lake. Now, for those of you who haven't heard of Hugh, he's 32 years old and worth a little over £9 billion. That's billion with a B. He's friends with Prince William and Prince Harry. His godfather is King Charles, and Hugh is godfather to Prince George. After graduating, Hugh worked in estate management at Wheatsheaf Group, a food and agriculture investment business based in the Eaton Estate and owned by the Grosvenor Group, his family's business. The Grosvenor Group is an international organization whose activities span urban property, food and ag tech, rural estate management, and support for philanthropic initiatives to deliver lasting commercial, social, and environmental benefit. In 2016, his father, Gerald Grosvenor, passed away, and that's when Hugh inherited the title Duke of Westminster, the family estate, his father's wealth of over $9 billion, and became the owner and chair of trustees for Grosvenor Group. Now, his inheritance did cause a little bit of headlines because the wealth was held in trust and he became the beneficial owner versus the legal owner, as there are some inheritance tax exemptions there. Now, through his mother, Natalia Phillips, the Duchess of Westminster, he descends from the Russian Imperial House of Romanov, specifically from Nicholas I of Russia. The Duke also has 3 sisters, Lady Tamara Van Custen, Lady Edwina Grosvenor, Lady Viola Grosvenor, and then his brother-in-law is Dan Snow. And finally, one more thing to wrap this up. Now, while we know that he is an aristocrat, a massive landowner, owning properties not only in the United Kingdom, but also the United States, Sweden, France, Hong Kong, Beijing, Shanghai, Tokyo, etc., and a businessman, we also know that he is a philanthropist, which when you have that much money, you better be. He is the chair of trustees of the Westminster Foundation, a charitable organization that focuses on helping vulnerable youth and their families by supporting local communities and educational spaces and fighting inequality of opportunities. He also supports the Defense and National Rehabilitation Center, an organization established by his father that helps wounded British military veterans. And during the pandemic, he donated £12.5 million to the Also supports the Defense and National Rehabilitation Center, an organization established by his father that helps wounded British military veterans. And during the pandemic, he donated £12.5 million to the National COVID Relief to support the NHS, to name a few things. Personally, I have a feeling this wedding is going to be low-key, despite...
Yeah, so he also supports the veterans. Okay. They got something in common with Prince Harry. I like that. He's doing a good job. What kind of charities does William support with his wife? I heard his wife supports some children, early childhood, something. And what does William do? Does he financially support those foundations or stuff? Or does he raise money from this Hugh guy, from the billionaires? Well, let's listen.
It's been called the Society Wedding of the Year, and this lunchtime Prince William joined hundreds of guests to see his close friend, the Duke of Westminster, marry Olivia Henson. The Prince of Wales was an usher, but his brother Harry didn't attend after what's thought to have been a mutual decision. Amelia Beckett reports. You might not have heard of him, but until today, this was Britain's most eligible bachelor. With a £10 billion fortune, the Duke of Westminster, Hugh Grosvenor, is one of the richest men in Britain. So it's no surprise his wedding today to Olivia Henson was a no-expenses-spared occasion. Gridlocking Chester town centre, hundreds came to catch a glimpse of the spectacle and splendour. And if you've got binoculars, a certain royal guest.
I was up at 7:30 to get here. I've been here since 9:30. Why? Well, it's glorious, isn't it? You don't often get things like this today.
He's part of Chester. He does a lot for Chester, a lot for charity. And I live round the corner, so I didn't have to come very far.
Why did you want to be part of it?
Oh, of course. Next to the royals, don't they? We want to see William, don't we?
The Duke's family have long-standing royal connections. He is the godson of King Charles, and his sister's wedding in 2004 was attended by the late Queen. The Duke is also the godfather to both Prince William's son George and Prince Harry's son Archie. But the long-standing feud between the brothers kept the Duke of Sussex away, reportedly turning down the invite after his brother was asked to be an usher. That didn't stop the crowds enjoying the festivities today, though, and as the couple left for their reception, the promise of free ice cream later in the day certainly left a sweet taste. Amelia Beckett, ITV News. It's been called the...
Yeah, that's ITV News. This report sounds accurate to me. So Prince Harry was invited, unlike what the tabloids are saying. And I do not really see why it's very important for Harry to even be invited or not be invited. These people need to focus on where Kate is at, instead of focusing on Prince Harry. Leave Prince Harry alone. That guy's enjoying himself in Montecito, California. I know all of y'all guys, tabloids, even think or dream to be in California. Y'all can't even afford expensive shoes. How you gonna afford to live in California? Look at your shoes. These tabloids people, them shoes don't even look straight anymore, because guess what? They wear one shoe for 3 years, walking around looking for gossip. And they're envious of Prince Harry, because they can't afford to live in California, and let alone living in that kind of mansion that those people live in. Y'all call it mansion. You can't even afford to live in those kind of homes. That's why y'all so jealous. Leave that dude alone. He's enjoying his beautiful wife. Smart, beautiful black woman that he married. that y'all guys couldn't even afford it talking to. Piers Morgan tried, he got turned down, and he's still bitter right now. He's gonna go to his grave dreaming about Meghan Markle. They're miserable tabloids. All of them sound the same. All of them, damn them people so dumb. And the racism coming out of their mouth, it's like they don't really sit down there and listen to what they're really talking about. What is coming out of their mouths. It looks like all them people were traumatized. Well, when you're coming from all those inbred families, you expecting them to have good attitude towards normal, regular people? No. Their DNA is messed up. The transit DNA, the chromosomes got twisted backwards. Let's listen to what our brother, Prince Dre, the Duke, has to say about these racists.
This story always stood out to me. And it wasn't until Prince Harry and Prince William's friend, the Duke of Westminster wedding, that I realized how true that story was. Because I want you guys to take a look at the guest, and you tell me if I'm tripping.
All white. White people. White people. White.
Are y'all catching on to this? Are y'all seeing the pattern?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, listen, let me put the disclaimer out before I even get started. Now, as you can see in those photos, I can't find one person of color, right? Right. And this is the aristocratic circle that we've always heard about in the UK. These very rich elite Brits who pretty much, run the place. And that's not to say that there aren't any people of color part of that small, very elitist group. And I am, for one of those people that say, hey, if you don't have a person of color or a person that's in a minority group around you, you can't help that. Like, you're going to be friends with people who are in your surroundings, in your environment. If that's not your fault that you didn't have a chance to befriend someone of those groups. And I don't think that you should be criticized for that, because that's everyone. You want to link, or you're going to connect with people that's a part of your bubble, that's a part of your environment in close distance. However, when you go back to this story and many other stories of so many times we've heard friends of Harry, friends of William leaking stuff about her in particular, then that's when we have a problem, because a lot of this is not just about the race element, but it's also about the cultural differences. And to go back to this story right here, this story was put out maybe like 2 years ago, and it was put out in a way, as always, as all these stories are, it was put out to make her look bad. And it was about Meghan allegedly questioning or challenging Harry's friends about their jokes about sexism and feminism and transgender people. Now, some may find these jokes funny, others may not. But when there's a constant villainization of one person based off of whatever, but their views and stuff, and then you look at the people who are part of these stories being leaked, that is a problem, because it's one thing to say and then you look at the people who are part of these stories being leaked, that is a problem, because it's one thing to say that in your environment there are not a lot of people that fit these type of groups, and you're not aware of the issues that affect these groups. That's one thing. But to criticize and villainize a person because they don't think the way you think, that's another thing. And I think that's where the issue comes in for me, is because you don't understand the struggles of these groups. You don't understand that these groups are typically attacked because of who they are and what they represent. Obviously, when you look at the group and the guest of the Duke of Westminster's wedding, you can see that these people more than likely are in a bubble. Most of them are. And because of that, this clashing of cultures. It's classism, it's race, it's all of the above, all of the isms. And when you have a clash of all those things, but all of the brunt is put on one person, then that's when it becomes an issue. And that's when it becomes what it is now. There's all this back and forth and mudslinging. We only know these stories because people leak these stories. And you can say whatever, well, you don't know what Meghan has did and you don't know what Meghan has said. We don't. But I would say this. These two people did never start talking until everybody else started talking. And in my opinion, and how I feel, you can't be upset at my reaction for something that you did to me. If you slap me and knock me upside my head and I respond to you, you may not like that I responded in the way that I did, but the blame has to be put on you. You have to own up what you did to cause this. It's cause and effect, people. And guys, if you enjoy my content, please make sure that you give me
Yeah, so that's our brother on YouTube, Prince Dre, the Duke. Yeah, he's one of the squad members. So y'all go to his channel there, and he also has a TikTok channel. There, I believe it's just Dre, Duke, or Prince Dre, one or the other. But if you type in, you're gonna find him on TikTok. So please follow our brother there. He kind of makes good point most of the time. Let's listen to the matter of fact, what she has to say. Remember the matter of fact? AMTTA _ of fact on TikTok.
This may not have been a royal wedding, but it was definitely the British society wedding of the year. Let's go through all the details together. Groom was 33-year-old Hugh Grosvenor, who is the Duke of Westminster. For years, he was considered the UK's most eligible bachelor because he is Britain's wealthiest man. He is worth just under 10 billion with a B pounds, or $12.8 billion. As one of Britain's wealthiest men and a person who owns a lot of real estate in London, around Buckingham Palace, and across the UK, Hugh Grosvenor very well connected. His godfather is King Charles, and he is a godfather to both Prince George and Prince Archie. His bride, the new Duchess of Westminster, is a woman named Olivia Henson. Not a ton is known about her, but she did attend Marlborough College, the same as Kate Middleton, and Trinity College in Dublin, and she works for a sustainable luxury food importer. Or she did. I don't know if she will be giving that job up, because she will now also be the mistress of the Duke of Westminster's estate, Eaton Hall, or his most principal estate. These two were apparently introduced by friends, and they publicly announced their engagement about a year ago. Since then, there has been a lot of hype about this wedding, particularly, of course, about what the bride would wear. The smart money for her tiara was on the Fabergé Myrtle leaf tiara. Yes, that Fabergé, because this is the tiara most often chosen by brides either marrying into or from the Grosvenor family. The tiara dates from about 1906, and today Olivia paired it with a veil which incorporated embroidery from her great-great-grandmother's wedding veil. That embroidery dates from the 1880s. The dress and veil were designed by British bridal designer Emma Victoria Payne. I like it from some angles. I particularly like the lace cuffs. You can see a little bit better here. But I don't know, something about the overall cut of this dress was not doing it for me. Maybe that's because it was pretty windy outside Chester Cathedral where this wedding took place, and things were just not laying right. The dress also featured this keyhole detail on the back, which I don't mind, but contrasted with the front of this dress, which was very modest, I didn't really understand it. The other thing I didn't really understand was the bride's something blue. Yes, I do realize I am adding critiques to the wedding attire of a brand new billionaire, but that's okay. Just, I don't know, you're marrying the richest man in the UK, and your something blue is going to be suede block heels? It wouldn't be my choice. However, these two do seem to be quite down to earth, so maybe they don't care the way that I do. Also said in a statement about their wedding that they were handpicking a lot of the details. So Hugh and Olivia, if you're watching, I have questions about this plywood platform that was laid down to get in and out of the church. I know it's the UK, and you didn't want to ruin like the dress on the cobblestone streets, but you chose to ruin the wedding pictures instead. Got it. Prince William was in attendance today. He was an usher, which meant that he got picked up and dropped off in this black van. Princess Eugenie was also there looking fabulous. However, Prince Harry, of course, did not attend this wedding, and this has been widely speculated on in the media for a couple months now. It has been confirmed that he did receive an invitation to the wedding, but sources close to the Duke of Westminster say that it was a mutual decision between Hugh and Harry for him not to attend. A sad decision, but probably the right one. Even without Harry in the picture, there was a huge crowd outside of Chester Cathedral to see the bride and groom and celebrate them. There was also a Just Stop Oil protest. Just as the bride and groom emerged from the cathedral, a protester let off an orange smoke-filled fire extinguisher. The crowd was not having this. They got booed mercilessly. It seemed like everyone there really just wanted to see billionaires dressed up for a fancy event, and this just ruined their view for 5 seconds before the police came in and took the protester away, because that's what happens at these events. And I have no thoughts either way on this protester. Do what you gotta do, I guess. I do question turning up on happy days when you're just gonna be kind of ruining everyone's experience, because you're winning nobody over at that point. But yeah, this happened, so thought I would include it. Let me know your thoughts on this not.
Yeah, that's a matter of fact on TikTok talking about that wedding. So I just wanted you guys to hear that last part there. She confirms that there was a mutual agreement that Prince Harry would not attend, but he was invited. For your information, tabloids, haters, the lunatics, dumb racists. Did y'all hear that? So who are those protesters? Right now we're just trying to learn everything about y'all guys' country. I told y'all guys I was sitting down here minding my black lady business. Y'all kind of brought me into this story here. So now y'all need to tell me, what was that black oil people, the oil business, wherever, the protesters? Why would they come to protest at this guy's wedding? What does he have to do with the oil? I thought he was managing properties and stuff like that. I don't know too much about those UK oil. Do y'all guys, if y'all guys have that oil, where's the oil at? Yeah, it was a little bit confusing to see those protesters there being arrested by the police. But anyway, this is briefly what happened, and this is the wedding, and all the tabloids lies. The people came here and told you all the truth. There was no such a thing like a Harry being snubbed by the word, but y'all guys are just something else. And that word is being used in everything nowadays. Snubbed. I mean, seriously, people? Y'all need to look for better stuff to do. Like Piers Morgan got fired. He's right now hanging out on this thing here like me. And that is a big, like a famous journalist. He's hanging around Facebook. What is this thing here? YouTube. With all of us civilians. Them people ain't no ashamed of themselves. All they want to sit around there is just sit around there, spew all the hate and stuff. But I wonder how come YouTube doesn't block them or doesn't send them any kind of emails. And when we tell the truth, then we're blocked and all those stuff. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna see y'all guys on Isabella Bex tonight. I love y'all. Please continue to subscribe to Isabella Bex channel. Subscribe to my channel. Let's get my channel to some big numbers. Let's get all the Sussexes Squad channels to 1 million subscribers. I know we can do it, but we are just slow. But surely we will reach those numbers one day. Okay, guys. I'll talk to y'all guys again tomorrow. And see you guys on live chat tonight if I can make it. Bye for now. I love you.